For a long time, it certainly seemed like the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a well-oiled machine. You never heard about any of the drama. Rarely did you have a problem with directors or a problem with the star speaking bad about what was going on. That was rare, if ever, we'd hear something like that. Now, what was going on internally? That's anyone's best guess. But certainly for Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that has changed. All of a sudden, we're seeing a ton of problems, a ton of issues with directors being fired or directors just straight up quitting, with talent speaking out. Scarlett Johansson sued Disney for the release of her movie Black Widow. And we continue to hear time after time all the problems that are going on behind the scenes at Marvel. And now with the latest blow for Blade, with the director stepping down, Marvel's Blade loses director Bassam Tariq exclusive. The project, which stars Mahershala Ali, was gearing to shoot up in the fall. And just a couple weeks before they're set to start shooting this movie, the director just up and leaves. This is just the latest in a series of problems that Marvel has had, and now we have new reports that do say they're a little bit overwhelmed there, at least when talking to Kevin Feige. Marvel's Blade, Mahershala Ali, reportedly very frustrated with the process. The script allegedly contains just 2 action sequences. Now, I talked about this a little bit in a bigger video, but I really wanted to focus on the entire Blade element here. I personally think this Blade movie, there's going to be a lot of eyes on it and potentially more critical than we sometimes see on the MCU, because we have seen this character before. We have seen a good Blade movie before. And to dumb it down to PG-13, I shouldn't say dumb it down, but to take the rating down to PG-13 for this, and now the reports coming out of what this is about, that the star is frustrated, the director is leaving, that there's chaos behind the scenes at Marvel Studios, it certainly is going to bring a lot of eyes to this story. Blade star Mahershala Ali is reportedly very frustrated with the production on Marvel's upcoming vampire movie, with the script featuring just 2 lackluster action sequences. How unforgivable is that? This is Blade. Right? That's what Blade is known for, are these action set pieces that they have. Wesley Snipes' Blade, that's what you think of when you hear Blade, at least if you're thinking on the screen. And that, unfairly or not, is what this movie is going to be compared to. Jeff Snyder, a noted industry insider, recently tweeted he'd been told the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages and features exactly 2 lackluster action sequences. Mahershala Ali is said to be very frustrated with the process. This is something that wouldn't happen a couple years ago, but it's something we're starting to hear more and more. All these problems leaking out from the inside. We heard about the She-Hulk series. That's an absolute abomination. But this underwent a ton of emergency reshoots. They had to shuffle things, so Ms. Marvel came out early, so that was rushed. She-Hulk looks rushed. The CGI doesn't look good. There's VFX artists that are quitting Marvel because how overworked they are. All of these things are definitely connected. While script lengths naturally vary from film to film, a usual rule of thumb is to expect each page to translate to about a minute of the movie. Should Snyder's info be correct, a 90-page script would make Blade very short for a Marvel film. I don't necessarily have any problems with a 90-minute movie, especially if you can do it the right way, but it is pretty short for what Marvel has been putting out there lately. There's no doubt about that, especially if you have 2 very short and shitty action sequences. It's not like that's going to draw that time out any longer. Of course, running time is no indication of quality, but if Ali is as frustrated as Snyder's sources claim, then things may not be looking great for Blade right now. In a second tweet, Snyder said he's also hearing that Beau DeMayo has come to work on the script. DeMayo is currently writing for X-Men 97 and also has writing credits for Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Moon Knight, and The Witcher, among others. Well, of course, I remember this because we talked about it. X-Men 97 head writer hints that Disney Plus series will reflect modern issues. The world is a very different place than when the original was first made. Yes, the sequel to the X-Men animated series, X-Men 97. Everybody wants 2022 modern day identity politics inserted in that, don't they? What a fucking joke, but that is the guy who looks to be taking over some of the writing for the script for the Blade movie. Snyder also added, Feige is said to be spread too thin. Kevin Feige, of course, is the Marvel Studios boss who oversees all the upcoming MCU projects. 14 Marvel films and 15 Disney Plus TV shows are in various stages of development. And while Feige isn't a direct producer on every single one, that's a huge amount to keep an eye on. Snyder's tweets come in the wake of Blade director Bassam Tariq leaving the project just over a month before the film was due to begin shooting. How many people have we seen this happen to at this point? We do know that when it comes to directors for Marvel movies, there's not a ton of flexibility. They're basically told what to do. Look at Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. Sam Raimi directed that abomination of a film. And there's a couple moments that are very Raimi-esque, but for the most part, it doesn't feel like a Sam Raimi film at all because there's simply not that flexibility. They don't want people to come in there and do their own thing. They want them to follow the Marvel way. Marvel will now begin searching for a replacement. Previously, John Wick director Chad Stahelski told Feige he'd like to direct Blade. If you don't jump on that, if you don't jump on the John Wick director, like when you look at those action set pieces, if you don't jump on that and have him do your movie, what are you doing? Especially if he's, actually said he's interested in doing that. But it's just one more thing that we've heard on top of all the stuff that's going on with Marvel. Something that never happened a couple years ago. You never heard about all this internal stuff, all these problems, all this chaos, stars saying they're unhappy with the way that things are going. It just wasn't a common thing. But now, it's the new norm for the MCU as they go into Phase 4, where audiences are tuning out. Audiences have rejected a lot of this stuff as they've tried to change their template from entertaining people to preaching to people. Just one of the many problems going on right now for Marvel. Let me know your thoughts about this, about the Blade movie, about the stars saying they're upset about it, about saying there's basically no action in the movie. If that's true, what a disaster for Marvel to have a Blade movie come out with dog shit action sequences and not very many of them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.